For number 27, it says to solve here, and you're given this whole thing here, 3 times x minus 4 all squared minus 13 equals 14. So for me, what I see, I'm going to try to get x alone, and I see that I only have really like that one x. So I'm going to try to get rid of anything that I can. If I were to divide by 3, well, I would have to divide everything by 3, so that would leave me a fraction with this 13, which I don't really want. So a simpler way is just to add 13 to both sides. Once I add 13 to both sides, I still have my 3 times x minus 4 all squared, and it's equal to 27. Now I want to get rid of this 3. I also want to get rid of this squared, but this 3 I can do first. So I'm going to divide by 3, and then I'll get x minus 4 all squared is equal to 9. And then now I could get rid of this squared, and I'm going to use the square root. So once I square root both sides, I'll get x minus 4 is equal to, well, the square root of 9 is going to be 3, and then don't forget positive and negative 3, because both answers work. Lastly, I'm going to add 4. So at this point, I've shown that you could split up your problem, or you could just write it as x equals 4 plus or minus 3, and then simplify. So I'll show both ways, but here I'll get 4 plus 3, and then 4 minus 3. So my two solutions you should end up getting are 7 and 1. But if you don't like this method, you could always split it up. Make it x minus 4 equals positive 3, x minus 4 equals negative 3, and solve from here. But you end up getting the same thing. All right, on to the next one. So here, this one, it says solve. So it is going to be pretty similar to our one before. Similar concepts, but it's just a different problem. So again, you want to solve for x, get it all alone. So here, what I can do is I'm going to just do the simplest method, which is just solving step by step. You technically could use the quadratic formula, but it's a lot more work for me. So I'm just going to do this method. So I'll do 5x squared equals, now we get negative 15. I'm going to divide by 5, divide by 5. I'll get x squared equals negative 3. And the last step, to get just x alone, I'm going to have to square root both sides. So here, what I get is I'll have x now, and then positive and negative square root of negative 3. So I'm going to simplify this a little bit. I know I can't square root 3 because that's just 3 and 1. So all that's left is that negative. And the square root of a negative 1 is going to be I. So what you'll have left is positive and negative I square root 3. And you might see it like this. You have your positive I squared 3, and then your negative. But both answers mean the same thing.